Hello everybody. Hello YouTube. Hello art history enthusiasts and visual culture aficionados. It's me again, Miss M, and I am back with yet another video. And boy howdy, have I got a good one for you today. At least I think it's good. We shall see. I'm sure you'll tell me. I'm sure you'll tell me whether or not you liked it. It's probably going to be a long one, so strap in. Get your coffee, get your tea, get your eggnog. Don't forget to put some red rum in the eggnog, or get a rum and coke, red rum and coke, or a Jack and Coke. That's another favorite, right, from our favorite movie. If you're one of my subscribers and you're into my videos, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am going to talk about a subject that is kind of emotional for a lot of people. Let me go to my community tab here. This one is in the works. Like I said, I am going to do a video about The Last Supper by you know who, Leonardo da Vinci, and I'm working on that. I'm going to do it pretty soon. And then after that, I will make you wait no longer. I'll do another Shining installment and another Kill Bill installment. Can't wait. The reason it takes me so long to get around to doing a Shining installment or any movie installment, the way I do The Shining or the way I do Kill Bill, is because those videos are so draining to like go through everything and look at every like frame of the movie that I screenshot in the case of The Shining, or like red ball through whatever chapter I'm doing in Kill Bill. And it's kind of like, it's psychically draining, it's emotionally draining, it's intellectually draining. And today's going to be a little bit draining too, so get ready. The Leonardo one, it shouldn't be too draining, but we shall see. And with all that being said, let me just get into the church announcement right away. New viewers, thank you for being new. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. And each and every single last one of you, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video or any one of my videos that you like. If you know somebody who might enjoy this here, my nonsense, I want to thank you for being here, for watching this video or any of my other videos. I appreciate it so very much. I'm having a blast doing these. I wish I had more time. I wish I could do one of these every day, but as you can see, my videos are kind of long. Takes me, in addition to the time of, me talking on the video and doing the video, it requires a little bit of setup. And then after I'm done recording the video, then I got to get all my shit together and choose the thumbnail and choose a title and choose all that stuff. So, that's why I don't do them every day. I wish I did. Help me. Subscribe to my channel. Get me monetized. And then I can quit my job. And then I can do videos every day. Wouldn't that be awesome? But I don't know. I love my job, so I don't want to quit it. But you know what I mean. I need a little extra coin. It would be great if they monetized me and I could like have a little gas money. Gas is expensive. But anyway, with all that being said, I've got the church announcement out the way. Hope you're having a marvelous December. I just did the tree tonight. I'm done with all those damn cookies. Handed them out to all my friends and family and whoever, whatever. Got a carton of eggnog, might have a little cup of that later on, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let me get into it. We're going to talk about a subject today that is kind of an emotional, kind of a controversial, kind of an inflammatory subject for a lot of people. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. Get ready. Get ready. Hold on. I'll show it to you right now. Do you see it? Do you see it? This episode of the Twilight Zone, and this one, which I am under the impression that you can watch somewhere for free. I don't know. But I'm not going to be concentrating so much on this one as I am on this one. The Twilight Zone, number 12, Looks Just Like You, originally broadcast on January 24th, 1964. These are good episodes. Twilight Zone was a great show. Really, really, really awesome show. And they dealt with a lot of stuff that we are still, they were braver, more courageous back in the day, in the early 60s, late 50s. That was like the golden age of television. And they had more like guts to talk about some really difficult issues in these TV shows and what have you back then than we do now, in my opinion. Now, I just can't explain it. Something is very, very wrong, and something has taken hold of our society now in what we call the modern world that wasn't necessarily there way back when in 1964. And when is this thing from? 1960. Oh, wow. Okay. And I'm using these episodes to talk about something else. Let me show you. Okay. I just found this YouTube channel, and I'm kind of into it. It's very interesting. It's kind of educational. I'm not going to say the name of it. You can see it. And I watched a couple of their videos, and this one, for example, Your Looks Can Determine Your Job, and it's scary. And this one, Beauty Standards Always Win. So basically this YouTube channel, I'm not shading them, I'm not ragging on them, no. But they seem to be quite interested in talking about what makes people beautiful and how to manipulate the face and the body in such a way that you can be the most beautiful that you can possibly be, that you can be as good looking, as attractive as possible, according to the people who do this channel, which again, I enjoy their videos. Beauty is extremely important. Physical beauty, physical attractiveness is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Don't watch this channel if you have low self-esteem, because it's just going to get lower. And again, I've been learning a lot from this one, but especially this one kind of grabbed me. Your looks can determine your job, and it's scary. I'm going to put this in the description, the link to this, because I think you should watch it, and I think you should hear what they have to say about this concept. Basically, the long and the short of it is, like the title says, your looks can determine your job, the quality of your life, and whether or not you have a good life. If you're just not good looking, I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, you know what? We use real words on my channel. So yes, if you're ugly, your life is gonna be worse. Okay, that is the premise of this video. That's the theory they're putting forth. Your life is going to be worse, and here in the West, we lie to ourselves. That's why we see Seoul, South Korea. We lie to ourselves about, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's what we say. That's what we tell ourselves in the West, in the United States, and to a lesser extent Europe. And people in the East, in a place like South Korea, they don't buy into those fairy tales and those myths. No, that the plastic surgery, cosmetic industry is big, 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 big in a place like South Korea. And it's like a lot of it is very affordable, and people can very easily and simply and relatively cheaply go and get their faces or their bodies worked on, and it improves their lives, allegedly. That you just get a better job, because people who do the hiring for this, that, or the other company, it kind of doesn't really matter what company. It kind of does, going by what they put in this video, it doesn't really matter like where you want to work or where you're trying to get hired. Whether you want to be a stewardess or I guess a waiter, a waitress, maybe even a construction worker. Shit, I don't know. In all of these different professions and trades and whatever, the people who are doing the hiring are always going to hire better looking people, and better looking people are the ones who get the jobs. Regardless of their qualifications, doesn't matter. whether they've got qualifications, training, education, skill, experience, expertise, intelligence, talent. No, none of that shit matters as long as you look good. That's the argument that this video is putting forth. Are they right? Are they right? And they say, us in the West, we really need to stop lying to ourselves about this beauty is in the eye of the beholder thing, because it's just making us more miserable. Like we're lying to ourselves, and if we were only honest with ourselves about how people really are and how people really look at other people and their beauty and lack of beauty, ugliness, whatever you want to call it, and we took the steps necessary to rectify that through, again, in the modern world, in the modern day, pretty readily available cosmetic interventions to, for lack of a better word, to fix the way you look. And we're honest with ourselves about that. We went ahead and we went to the cosmetic surgeon, the dermatologist, the salon, the gym, the diet center, the whatever. Our lives would be so much more better. More better. Lord Jesus. Our lives would be better if we were just honest about that with ourselves, and we took the steps that we could take to fix it. Everybody would be so much happier if we were just honest about how people really do judge each other very largely based on looks, whether we admit it or not. Even if you don't admit it, you do it at an unconscious level, so you kind of even can't control it. It's like a weird mental reflex. Okay. Do I agree with what they say in this video? Your looks can determine your job, and or this other video, beauty standards always win. This might shock you. Do I agree? Yes. How about that? How about that? I do agree with them. They're right. They're right. I don't know who they are. I don't know. I don't even know how to pronounce the name of this channel, so I'm not going to try and embarrass myself and just, butcher their channel name. So no, I'm not. I'm going to link to them, so I'm giving them their props for putting this together. I want you to see it. I want you to see it and listen to it for yourselves. Don't go by what I say. Consume this material in your own right, just to get the full effect of everything they say here, and in this one too. Now, what did I just say? Do I agree with these people? Well, yeah. Do I agree with them? Do I think they're right? Maybe I don't necessarily agree with them, but do I think they're right? Yep, I do. I do. And as we go through all this stuff we're going to go through in this video, you will see what I mean when I say I think they're right. Don't necessarily, well, I don't know how to, it's difficult. I don't know whether or not it's accurate for me to say I agree with them, but I do acknowledge that their logic is not faulty here, in my opinion. That there. If that's what it means to agree with somebody then yeah, I guess I agree with them. But let's keep it moving. So, once again, watch these. They're going to be in the description. And now we're going to mosey on over to this Twilight Zone episode. Now, I'm not going to tell you where I found this video. No, you can do that on your own. Oh, well, you could see the tab, shit. But I'm not going to say it out loud, okay? I don't want it to get taken down. Number 12 looks just like you. Okay? So this episode is about a girl played by this actress here, Carlin Wilcox Paxton. And she was a very well-known character actress in her day, in the 50s, 60s, onward through the 70s and 80s as well. She played Mayella Ewell in To Kill a Mockingbird with Gregory Peck. She did a great job. In my opinion, she was an awesome actress. And the lady standing next to her is playing her mother. So anyway, Colin Wilcox Paxton plays a girl named Marilyn. And then the mom, Lana, is played by a woman who was named Susie Parker, and she was a very famous fashion model in the, I think, 50s and 60s. Very pretty lady, and she was known for her beautiful red hair and so on and so forth. So she plays Marilyn's mother, and Marilyn and Lana are living in this futuristic world. They don't really say what date, these people are living in. But they all look beautiful. Okay, and in this world, at the age of about 18 or 19, you go through your quote-unquote transformation, which means you go to a surgery center or whatever, and you get your transformation. You pick the different models, and there are essentially only two of them. There's Lana's model, that's number 12. When the title of the episode, number 12, looks just like you. Lana's a number 12. And this one here, there you go. Lana's a number 12, and then this one is a number 8. And those are really the only two choices that we have here. Everybody chooses, it seems like a lot of people choose number 12 for some reason. A lot of women choose number 12 in the world of this episode. Not so many people choose number 8, but Marilyn has a sister or half-sister named Val, who is a number 8. And as you see, the people... Oh, there's Rod. Hello, Rod. Thank you for this wonderful show. Number 12 looks just like you. So Marilyn is a young girl. She's about 18 or so. And she's getting to the point where she's required, more or less, to go through this transformation, and she needs to pick number 8 or number 12. There's really not any other option, at least that were shown in the episode, and she doesn't have a choice. Marilyn is having reservations about doing this. Her father, went through the transformation too, but her father wasn't into it. He didn't like that everybody was expected to look exactly the same and look beautiful and not, not at all ugly or anything. And Marilyn doesn't want to go through this transformation. She wants to just live her life as she is. Everybody keeps telling her how ugly she is and how she really, what the world is wrong with her. Why can't she just get with the program and go through the transformation, pick a number, and lie down on the table, and then get up and be just like everybody else, and good looking and beautiful and happy, and, live long and have lots and lots of husbands, and, oh God, okay? But Marilyn she's not here for it. She absolutely isn't. And the episode is basically everybody trying to convince Marilyn that, and this is her uncle, Rick, who looks exactly like her deceased father, Jack, who went through the transformation but wasn't into it. And all the men look the same in this episode. Every male character is played by the same actor. Okay, every female character just about is played by Susie Parker. And then there's a couple of, number 8s walking around. Val is one of them. And everybody just is so confused as to why Marilyn doesn't want to go through the transformation. What's wrong with her? Why isn't she excited about being beautiful and all of the benefits that come along with being physically beautiful and so on and so forth? And Marilyn is adamant. She is resolute that she doesn't want this transformation. And when they realize that they cannot reason with her, they can't reason with Marilyn, whether it's her uncle or her mother or her sister Val. Here's the conversation between Val and Marilyn. Val does not understand where the hell Marilyn is coming from. Marilyn's father was a thinking person. Marilyn's father loved her. It didn't bother him that she looked quote unquote ugly. And Marilyn's mother, Lana, says, Marilyn says, "You don't think I'm very ugly, do you, Mother?" And Lana says, "No, you're not ugly to me, but that's because I love you." And But, the transformation has to happen. So they have her go, like, meet with people. And this one in particular, this is a doctor. This doctor's name, they have her come in. Hopefully he'll talk some sense into her, eh? And the doctor's name is... Oh, why don't they just let me show you the name tag? There he is. Okay, Rex. Okay, now make a mental note of that. The doctor's name is Rex. And also make a mental note of the set design on this, in this episode. Everything's very streamlined. Everything's very plain looking. The furniture is very plain and kind of soulless. Glass tables, or see-through chairs. Everything's very transparent, which is interesting. The clothes that the women are wearing, especially Lana and Val and all the women, and the nurses at the hospital, all these, and the men, they all wear these very form-fitting, like, leotards. And there's no mystery. There's no, there in the set design and the clothing, wardrobe, there's nothing to think about, and that's very interesting. And now another, because I dissect pictures, artwork, whether that comes in the form of paintings, sculptures, movies, and in this case TV shows. This scene itself, I'm pretty sure they borrowed this from art. During one of my coffee breaks, because this is going to be a long-ass video, I know I'm going to take at least one, I'm going to look up and see if I can find the painting that I believe this is inspired by. But look at behind her. She's sitting on the edge of this, is it a balcony or is it just a garden outside, and she's sitting on a wall? I'm not sure. And then there's these trees behind her. To me, in my opinion, in my estimation, these trees look like cypress trees to me. Okay? And cypress trees, I don't have the time to look this up because look at all these tabs I've lined up. I don't think I can do very many more. But cypress trees have to do with the death. In Europe, in the countries that border the Mediterranean Sea, cypress trees are pretty well known for always being near cemeteries. Okay, so there's that. And here's, Val is trying to talk some sense. Beautiful hourglass figured and blonde and perky nose and everything. Val is trying to talk some sense into Marilyn. Marilyn is not really, Marilyn considers Val, in her opinion, and her personhood, but Val just cannot understand where the hell Marilyn is coming from. Just can't. And here's Rex. Like I said, make a note of Rex. All right, he's the doctor who's going to perform the transformative operation and turn Marilyn from an ugly duckling into a swan. Okay. So, yeah, there he is, Rex. And they measure her brain and to see, why doesn't she want the transformation? And they measure her brain and try to figure out what in the Sam Hill is wrong with her. Why doesn't she want this? Is she normal? How could you not want this, especially a young girl? Don't all young girls want to be terrifically beautiful? Kind of like, the girl in this video that this channel does, Beauty Standards Always Win. They don't understand why Marilyn doesn't realize that, what this girl in this video is seeming to realize, or the conclusions that she's come to. And they, the little thing on the wall spits out a little printout. And no, Marilyn is, she's got fine intelligence and so on and so forth. There's Rex again. And there's Lana again. And by the way, I don't know how to say this, but beauty standards change. They do. In today's world, Susie Parker, would she qualify? Would any modeling agency sign her today? I mean, she's definitely not a fat woman. In this episode, she just is not. There's no conceivable way you could ever call her fat. But by today's standards, you've seen the pictorials and fashion magazines or Instagram or whatever. Those women are bone thin. Susie Parker would be considered a land whale. by comparison with those hips. Oh, good heavens, no. But what was I saying? So they're trying to figure out what's wrong with Marilyn, and when it's these interactions between, whatever character, in this case Rex, the doctor, and Lana, there's always like this underlying kind of sexual tension. Like all of the interactions between men and women always have that element to them. They're unspoken, but they're very, very heavily implied that that's really what's important here, whether or not, the attractiveness thing, whether or not you're beautiful has a great deal to do with that part of life. I'll just put it that way. And it's a little weird, but they do it in such a tasteful way because this is like, 1960s television, so they don't just throw it in your face, but it's very, very, maybe not strongly, maybe that's not the right word. It's very subtly implied, not strongly. No, I used the wrong word, excuse me. So Rex. And Marilyn is still not like here for it. She's not getting with the program. And Marilyn says, I don't have to do this if I don't want to. And the doctor, Rex, he's like, of course you don't have to do it if you don't want to. We've never forced anybody to go through the transformation. But the only issue is figuring out why you don't want it. Okay? All right? So it's a matter of breaking her mind. It's a matter of, the goal of everybody who's surrounding Marilyn in this episode is to break her mind, break her spirit, figure out what it is about this process that she's not into. None of them can understand. None of them can get inside her head. Even though she explains it to them. Yeah, I don't want to be like everybody else. Okay, if I'm not pretty, I'm not pretty. But, I want to be an individual. I want to stand out. And if that means not being beautiful, okay, so be it. That's Marilyn's attitude. And it's like a really healthy, beautiful, pun intended, beautiful attitude to have about life and interacting with people and doing your thing or whatever. But everybody who's surrounding her is like, no, 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 no. You need to be completely and utterly and totally focused on your physical appearance because that's the only path to happiness. There is no other one. This is what they're all telling Marilyn. Now, Marilyn, see, Tad, played by the same actor. For some reason, I guess this guy is considered handsome. In my opinion, they could have done better, but he's a pretty good actor, so, there's that. So here they come, and they usher Marilyn into this meeting with this other person, and it's not really explained who this is, like what they do for a living or whatever. Same actor, once again, all the men are. This is a really good shot, played by the same actor, and this particular character is named Sig, short for Sigmund, and the character's last name is Friend, Sigmund Friend. Like they're being kind of obvious, aren't they? So that is definitely to make you think of the figure Sigmund Freud, the father of, I guess, modern psychology. And he speaks with a German accent, he sure does. And he wears this very interesting pendant around his neck on a chain, which I have tried to figure out, and I'll show you the tabs later of what, the best I could come up with. But something is, she walks into this room, this is a darkened room, and it's filled with shadows, and all of the shadows on the wall are shadows of Sig's figure, okay? So people like Sig in the world of this television episode are trying to remake the world in their own image. They believe that what they're doing, the way Sig explains it, that they believe that what they're doing is the only proper and just and, perfectly moral and ethical thing to do. Make everybody look basically the same. Everybody's beautiful. There's no ugliness. And that is what will bring about world peace and happiness, and it will eliminate diseases and prolong lives. You live to be like 300 years old after you go through the transformation, and you can only do it at a certain age. If you wait too long, then you can't do it anymore. And that age is about when you reach the age of majority, 18. Oh, Lord. Okay, so Sig is terrifying, but also he's a character who has got very strong convictions. All right? And where do those convictions come from? Is the real question. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to try and get through, like, explaining the episode, and then we can get on into the other stuff. And I guess I'm red balling it again. This pendant has got me, like, messed up in the head. I need to figure out. I can't. I mean, I know. Maybe it's just nothing. Maybe it's just costume designers, like they had something like this lying around and they used it. But I tend to be a little bit more conspiratorial and think, no, there's got to be more. Um, just like the naming of this character, Sigmund Friend. Yeah. And then we're going to talk about Sig. I told you to make a mental note of Rex. Make a mental note of Sig, because I'm going to explore that further later. Okay, here comes the nurse to take her away. Now she's in the hospital where the change takes place. And here's Lana again. And, you know, they sedated her because apparently she was she was providing a problem for them. And notice, you can't tell people apart based on their appearance. They have to have a name tag. Now, Lana, the mother, is also wearing this pendant, this medallion around her neck, and I cannot see it. I cannot see the design on it. I can't see the artwork on it, and I guess I'm not meant to see, because if the viewer of the audience of this thing were meant to be able to see the pendant or medallion, they would have made it obvious, but they didn't. But it is on a chain, and it does appear to be made of gold, even in a black and white film kind of thing. We're going to talk about that too later, when I'm done going through this. Okay, and so she's still against the transformation, but, like, yeah, these people don't give a damn whether or not she's against it. She's getting it done whether she likes it or not. And they've already chosen a number for her. She didn't even get to choose her own number. Number 8, as opposed to number 12. Remember, Lana is a 12, Val is an 8, so she's going to end up looking exactly like Val. And, they're trying to console her, whatever. She's not. She's still not into it. And then Val says, can I talk to her alone? And they say, okay. And Val, again, tries to explain to her, like, why she's stupid for not wanting the change, the transformation. And Marilyn tries to explain to Val that, her father, Jack, the one that she loved to speak to, she loved talking with him, and her father loved her for who she was, not what she looked like. And he gave her books, Shakespeare and Aristotle, and all these books about, ancient philosophers and literature that talked about individuality and stuff like that. And the story about Marilyn's father, Jack, was that he died in some space accident. Turns out, no, he didn't die in a space accident. He killed himself. And Val is just like, not comprehending what this means to Marilyn. Her father meant a great deal to her. Her father was an individual, and he apparently couldn't handle living in a society like the one we see in the world of this episode of this TV show. But anyway, long story short, Val is only concerned about getting nice clothes and boyfriends and getting her hair done and whatever, getting lots of presents from all of her different stepfathers and whatever. And now Marilyn she's lost it. She realizes that she can't convince people like Val, because something about the transformation makes it so that people are no longer able to think in an abstract way or a creative way or a critical way or a logical way. They just all believe the same thing. Her mother, Val, all of these doctors, all of these different people that we see in the hospital and whatever. And I want to take it back a little bit. In the beginning of the episode, there she is, where Lana is talking about how ugly she was before her transformation and how she couldn't wait. And she says to Marilyn, her daughter, you would feel a lot better. Let me order you up a glass of instant smile. And she summons the maid, named Grace. The maid is also a number 12, looks exactly like Lana. That is important because it goes back to what this video was saying. Your looks can determine your job. Can they? I mean, if everybody looks the same, can they? You know, that's just something to consider. Let me go back to this here. Right, Val. Marilyn finally realizes there's just no escaping anything. She tries to hide. There's another one. Looks exactly like Lana, number 12. She's trying to find a way to get out of this hospital, and she inadvertently walks right into the place where they're going to do her transformation. And then, again, this is Rex once again, and then a nurse, I guess Doe is her name, and they've got these ridiculous outfits on. Again, very form-fitting. And I don't know what the hell's going on with these belts on these outfits, but it looks like, fucking cutlery is hanging from the belts, like forks and knives and shit. Oh, this is terrifying. And they get her on the table, right? I don't think I can red ball it. There it is. This is the transformational device. They're going to get her on here, and, they do what they originally intended to do to her, and here she is. Here she is running out of the thing. She's all of a sudden happy. Something about the transformation operation not only changed her appearance, but it also altered her mind. She's no longer critical. She's no longer suspicious of anything or anyone. Now she's happy. And, and she says the best part of all, there she is, Marilyn, is the best. She says, the best part of all, Val, is now I look just like you. Just like you. Okay. And please notice before, Marilyn's character didn't require a name tag for you to recognize her. Now you need one. And that's it. That's the episode. And she's now admiring herself in the mirror. She's got that just empty, dim-witted look on her face now. The actress who plays this character, or this number 8 prototype character, does a pretty okay job, so I gotta hand it to her. That kind of vacant look in her eyes, she nails it. She just nails it. Number 12 looks just like you. And I think I've done an okay job of describing this to you. It took me long enough. But please do go and seek this out. Watch it. If I could, I can't upload this to YouTube so you could watch it. I would get copyright strikes and maybe even get my channel taken down. Not about to do that. Not about to let that shit happen. So you're just going to have to go and search for it. Trust me, you can find it very easily. Check out the tab. That's where I found it. Now, this other one, which I'm not going to talk about so much, but it's got a similar theme. The idea of ugliness and beauty. And who gets to decide which is which, or what is ugliness. And, Donna Douglas is Ellie Mae Clampett's, the lady who plays the person getting the operation in this. And it all requires an operation. Whether it's number 12 looks just like you, or Eye of the Beholder, it requires extensive operations. And if you've seen this episode, you already kind of know what happens. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Go find it. There are places, where you can watch it for free, streaming services that do offer it for free, so take a look. I very strongly encourage it. And Ellie Mae Clampett's character in this one, I guess being ugly is, in the world of this particular episode from 1960, it's not so much physical unattractiveness. Yeah, that's a big part of it, but it's about sticking out. It's about not fitting in. It's about being the sore thumb or the fifth wheel or whatever, the thing or the person that just doesn't make sense and doesn't want to make sense, even though they have the tools to make sense. In this episode, they are unable to make her quote unquote beautiful. So they end up sending her to an ugly person colony where she'll live out the rest of her days with her own kind. Ugly people. At least as ugly as defined in this episode. Like the Twilight Zone fucking did it, though. Like they really, really, really did it. So, when you watch this video and this video, I want so badly to just like be able to say to people who feel the way that, the opinions expressed in these videos, I just want to say to them, hey, watch this and or this. Your opinion might change about maybe a couple of things. I'm not trying to bring about any kind of revolution, no. But I wish people would think a little more. I really do. And this interests me not just because we live in this beauty and youth and cosmetic surgery obsessed culture, but it's about the art. It's not just about good-looking people. It's about good-looking things. People don't want to sit in an ugly chair, for God's sake, let alone look at ugly people, or be ugly, or, live the life of an ugly person, or be surrounded by unattractive things, or whatever. Something is, and we all think that that's a product of the modern world, that kind of vanity, that kind of obsession over beauty, whether it's your own personal physical beauty or the physical beauty, attractiveness of other people, or the beauty of furniture, clothes, kitchen appliances, so on and so forth. We think that's a product of the modern world. It is not. It is not. Those ideas, that obsession with beauty, has been around since more or less day one. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Now, the question is, in my opinion, the real question is, who has control of those eyes? Is it the person whose skull they're in, or is it somebody or something else? Another good suggestion, again, I'm not going to line up another tab, I ain't got no room no more. Please read Rene Descartes, if you have the time, patience, energy, whatever, Go ahead and read Rene Descartes. Read the thing. Read Meditations on the First Philosophy. Read the I think, therefore I am, cogito ergo sum. Read that, and how he comes to that conclusion. Why he feels that he needs to destroy all other philosophy that came before him. And how he got to I think, therefore I am. And what he says about sight and sighted people, and your senses might be lying to you. That's what Rene Descartes says. He says your five senses might be lying to you. Your sense of touch, your sense of smell, your sense of hearing, your eyesight. What's the fifth one? Damn it. Hold on. Taste. I'm not talking about taste so much here. But your eyes, your eye, how can you believe your own eyes? That's basically what Rene Descartes writes when he's building up to his I think, therefore I am thing. He says, how can you believe your own eyes? How do you know that they're not lying to you? How do you know you're not hallucinating? How do you know you're not dreaming? And the part that he doesn't say out loud is, do you really even have control over your own eyes? Are you the one that controls what your eyes do and how they see, or is it somebody or something else? That's what Rene said. Okay, that's my interpretation anyway. But, y'all, I told you I'm going to take a little coffee break. It's time. So after I get back from my little coffee break, we're going to get into it. We sure are. We sure are. We are. We are. We are. Uh-huh. 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 Yep. Yep. That's right. That's right. Oh, yeah. I'm just giving you a little preview. But, I'll be right back. I need some coffee. See you in a minute. Lates. Alright, I'm back. Had my little coffee break. Now, I said I'd get into some shit, didn't I? This is part 2. Explained the episode. Also told you about this one. Okay. Told you about this. Told you about this. It's all going to be in the description. Now, why did I get this Wikipedia page? The Soilo rune that has to do with the sun. Okay, it's also known as the Sig rune. Where are we? is it the older Futhark or whatever, Norse runes, what have you. Elder Futhark, yes. So this thing has evolved over time. It used to look like a sigma. And then, like, here it is, Elder Futhark, and then it evolved into Younger Futhark, where it looked more like a thunderbolt, right? Or, an S, a very angular S, turned on its side. All right, this is important, because I told you, Sig. Let me find the shit. Hold on. Oh, where is he? No, he's not here. No, this is Sig. There he is. That's fucking Sig. Norse runes. Norse runes. Okay, and so we have Rex. It's a title. The Latin title Rex has the meaning of king, ruler, monarch. It is derived from Proto-Indo-European. Its cognates include Sanskrit, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, Gothic Reiks, and Old Irish Ri, etc. Its Greek equivalent is Archon. Oh, Lord. I hope y'all, maybe some of you have heard of David Icke. This should ring a bell, this word Archon. Leader, ruler, chieftain. The chief magistrate of the Roman kingdom was titled Rex Romae, king of Rome. So the doctor that we see before, this guy, Rex, he's symbolizing a king figure in this episode. And then this Sig person, even more terrifying. Where are we? Oh, yes. There's also this. I'll leave this for you if you want to look, okay, at the etymology. All right. But there's also Sigmund, and I told you it's hardly they're hardly hiding that they're, the Sig character is in reference to, where is it? Sigmund Freud. And Sigmund, in Norse mythology, Sigmund is a hero whose story is told in the Volsunga saga. He and his sister Signy are the children of Volsung and his wife Hiod. Sigmund is best known as the father of Sigurd, the dragon slayer, though Sigurd's tale has almost no connections to the Volsung cycle except that he was a dragon slayer. David, if you're listening, Lord. So that's Sigmund. Okay, so this is the, and anybody who names their kid Sigmund is probably referring to this figure. Okay, Sigmund, given name. What does it mean? I wanted to know what it means. Sigmund, also spelled Siegmund, is a Germanic given name with roots in Proto-Germanic, Segaz and Mundo, giving a rough translation of protection through victory. And you can look up these terms in your own time, Segaz and Mundo. Protection through victory. That's what the name Sigmund means. Protection through victory. Protection of what through victory, and what kind of victory? Okay. All right. Reconstruct. Oh, there it is. Segaz, which means control, power. Yeah. And then Mundo, which means the beckoning one, or hand. Oh, dear. So this, I guess, if it's a victory, it's not the kind of victory that's hard won. It's the one that you beckon, and you kind of bring it to you rather than going to it, I guess. And yeah, this here. Okay, I'm going to leave this in the description, and you can look through this in your own time. And I scrolled down, and I knew I would find this, the Doppel Sigrune. All right, and what is that from? Again, we go back again to the Soilo rune, or the Sig rune. Okay, redirected from Sig rune. Oh, so it goes, okay, never mind. Okay, so there it is, right? There it is, and we see it here again. Armanen runes. These are the bases. From Guido von List's Armanen Futhark, the Sig rune corresponds to the younger Futhark sigil that we. Where is it? That we already saw. Hold on, it's somewhere around here. Oh Lord, I need to do a little better. Okay, here it is. Yeah. All right, this page. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, so the sig, thus changing the concept associated with it from sun to victory. German Sieg. All right, it was adapted into the emblem of the SS in 1933 by Walter Heck, an SS functionary who worked as a graphic designer for the firm Ferdinand Hofstetter, a producer of emblems and insignia in Bonn. Heck's design consisted of 2 Sig runes drawn side by side like lightning bolts, and was soon adopted by all branches of the SS, although Heck himself received only a token payment of 2.5 Reichsmarks for his work. Jene, somebody who was writing about this in 2010, suggests a double meaning for the device, suggestive of a rallying cry of victory, victory, also see the Sieg Heil. Thus, during the Nazi era, the conventional spelling of Siegrune was adopted, a regular nominal compound translating to victory rune. The symbol became so ubiquitous that it was frequently typeset using runes rather than letters. During the Nazi period, an extra key was added to German typewriters to enable them to type the double Sig logo with a single keystroke. Okay. All right. So the word Sig in this episode coupled with the word Rex. You know, one of the male characters, the doctor, is Rex, and then we have Sig. We don't really know who he is. We assume he's a psychiatrist because, you know, Sigmund Freud. And I think Freud was German too. Not sure. And then it took me to this page, the runic insignia of the Schutzstaffel. The runic insignia of the Schutzstaffel, known in German as the SS-Runen, were used from the 1920s to 1945 on Schutzstaffel flags, uniforms, and other items as symbols of various aspects of Nazi ideology and Germanic mysticism. They also, mysticism, which is heavily influenced by Norse mythology and Norse symbolism and figures and what have you. They also represented virtues as seen desirable in SS members and were based on folkish mystic Guido von List's Armanen runes, which he loosely based on historical runic alphabets. SS runes are commonly used by neo-Nazis. Okay, and then you have this down here. Okay, these are runes used by the SS. It's not just one. They used a bunch of them. All right, other esoteric symbols used by the SS. Oh, John Kim should have a field day with this video. Lord. Hey, John, how you doing? And this is the page for the Schutzstaffel. Okay, Protection Squadron. It was a major paramilitary organization under Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party in Nazi Germany, and later throughout German-occupied Europe during World War II. You can read about them here. They were awful. I mean, you know, there's nothing nice to say about them. Absolutely nothing nice. And now, where? Oh Lord, these images are just too much. And you know, you might be thinking, I mean, maybe you already figured it out, because I know my viewers are smart people. You know, you might be thinking, where am I going with this and why? Well, this episode is not just about beauty and ridding the world of the scourge of ugliness. You know, ugly people with ugly faces and bodies that don't, that are not perfect. And that would make the world such a better place and eliminate all the causes of any kind of conflict or whatever, like Sig tells Marilyn in this scene. This has nothing to do with wanting the world to be more beautiful and the people in it to be more beautiful and happy. No, it has to do with making these people easier to control. It has to do with making the world easier to control for whoever it is, whatever group of people, whatever entity, organization that Sig, the character Sig in this episode, represents. Do I believe that possibly they're referring to the Nazis? in this episode? Yeah, I do. They wanted everybody to be the same too, at least a certain class of people, the rulers of the world. They wanted them all to be the same, and all look the same and be the same, and they wanted everybody to be uniform, literally. Yeah, that was their goal, and this is how you can look at the pictures on this Wikipedia page. This is how they tried to do it. Have we learned anything from history? That is my... Yeah, and I looked up the word Freund. Sigmund Freud is Freud's last name, Freud. But the word Freund in German means friend. So, okay, let's go back to our Sig character. And I wish I could see this pendant or amulet around his neck better so I could find the symbolism. I cannot. Lana is wearing another one. Look at her. I think, did I talk about this already? I mentioned it. But something is going on. These people, these Norse people, they were obsessed with symbolism. They were obsessed with wearing charms and amulets, as I'll show you here. This is kind of an interesting page. This is a shop. This is an online shop. It's called the VKNG. What is that short for? I'm not sure. I am not sure. Can I find? I guess something to do with Vikings, right? I don't... Lord. Information. About. Let me find that. VKNG is a community of courageous, strong men and women who are proud of their cultural heritage. Okay. VKNG is a French company with the mission of selling authentic, handcrafted, but affordable Nordic and Slavic jewelry and accessories using only the highest quality material. Oh, Lord. Okay, they got their business going on. I guess they're very heavily inspired by that show, Vikings. I still wish I knew what VKNG stood for. They don't seem to be very forthcoming about that. Where is it? Is it here? Am I just missing it? I don't have that kind of time, but... Oh, this is the founder's family. Okay, cool. I'm not saying that these are like, there's nothing wrong with this website. As far as I can see, I haven't looked too deeply, but look at these. Look at all of this. Okay. They've got t-shirts, they've got amulets, they've got bracelets, they've got, you name it, they've got it. And I guess a lot of people are really into this kind of jewelry. Me personally, I'm not really into jewelry at all. Oh dear. This might be this tree of life, which is from Norse mythology. We might even see it in hunters' paintings. You never know. Ooh, they have pants. Good heavens. Okay, all right. And they've got pendants with runes forged into them, which is interesting. Yeah, they've got the Mjolnir, the Thor's hammer. So there's Thor, there's Odin, there's Freya, there's all these characters from Norse mythology. That it's really interesting. There's the rune that I was talking about. What the hell was it called? Hold on, not this. No. Oh, see, I can't keep my tabs straight. Here. Oh, come on. Oh, the Sovilo room, or I call it the Sig room, because this is what we're concentrating on today, because of this character here. Okay? Oh, no, not this character. This character. This demon. Sig, in this episode of the Twilight Zone. And I also found this because I needed, help to understand why these people are so obsessed with this kind of jewelry and these charms that they wear around their necks or on their person in some way, shape, or form. So I'll read a little bit of this. 7 Viking amulets of luck, protection, and power, meaning and value. Most Vikings lived their lives as fearless warriors and explorers that were always seeking the next big adventure. They had no fear of the unknown or death because they firmly believed their gods protected them. In addition to their strong faith, they wore jewelry and amulets that they felt were protecting them from evil forces and bring good fortune to them. From what we read in the many Viking sagas, their amulets and jewelry were indeed the talismans they wanted them to be. Vikings rarely got sick, even though they lived in an area in which the sun was a rare commodity, giving space to long and cold winters. They fought battles in which they were often outnumbered, and in lands they set foot for the first time. Even with all those disadvantages, they were victorious in most of those battles. There is also evidence that they sailed the Atlantic Ocean and discovered America a long time before Christopher Columbus. All that in their relatively small ships, something that even today is hard to imagine. Was the secret of their success and endurance in their amulets and talismans? Here we look at some of the most prominent examples and explain their symbolism. That way you can also have the luck and endurance of a Viking warrior. Okay, so you've got a couple of them. It says 7 here. The Falknut. I'm not going to go into each one, but it has to do with Odin. The Fegvisir Viking compass. The Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. Yggdrasil, which was the tree of life. The triple horn of Odin. Skuld's net, the web of Virt, Svefnthorn. Okay, and that's it. I'm going to leave the link. You can read it for yourself. But I think that's why these people are obsessed with their jewelry. They truly believe that it can protect them from harm. This is magical thinking. And again, there's nothing really wrong with that. No. So, but keep in mind, every time you put on a piece of jewelry, it is based on this here, this thing, this idea that it is a charm or a talisman that will protect you from something, that it's got magical powers. Every single time, every single stone, every single bracelet, ring, necklace, earring, piercing, you name it. That is what it's based in the ancient world. And here we have these modern people in this episode. It seems to be in the future, what we're seeing depicted in this episode. And they're still wearing these things around their necks. So they present themselves as very progressive and forward-thinking and evolved. But are they really? Okay? And there seems to be like this force in the background of everything going on in this episode that might very well be related to this. Okay? It just, I cannot escape the feeling that that's what's going on. And this is what beauty means in this context, making everybody the same. And, what are the Nazis known for? Concentration camps. That's what they're known for. Killing, murder, subjugating people, hurting people, killing people, and first taking advantage of them. Like a lot of these concentration camps weren't just like to round up people and kill them. No, first they made these people work very, very hard. Okay, the people that they imprisoned. So forced labor. And then they killed them. And then they killed them. After taking advantage of them. So whatever's going on with this obsession over beauty and vanity and whatever in this episode is a concentration camp or a prison without walls. Like making people obsessed with their own appearance, their own attractiveness, and their what is it called? Like erotic or sexual capital, right? That's the point of trying to look good, because you want everybody who looks at you to desire you, to want to sleep with you. Isn't that the point? Yeah, that's why you want to look attractive. So everybody who looks at you will want to do that with you. Gross. Really, really gross. But, according to the arguments put forth in these videos, your looks can determine your job, and it's scary. It is scary, but that's not what they mean, I don't think. They don't think it's scary like, oh God, this is a futuristic, like, dystopia, that kind of scary. When they say it's scary, they mean like it's kind of like just astounding how accurate it is and how predictable the behavior is. And they might be right about that. And then this one here, beauty standards always win. Why? And what are they? What are the beauty standards? Who put them there? Like I was talking about Rene Descartes, who controls your eyes? Who controls your eyes? Is it Sig? Does Sig control your eyes and your mind? Because, like, obviously these people in this thing, after they've gone through the transformative operation, they are no longer able to think critically. If they did have that ability in the first place before they had their, joyous occasion of going through this and becoming like everybody else. Now, this video argues that, if you're better looking, you'll get better jobs, you'll get paid more and whatever. Well, this episode, number 12 looks just like you, kind of proves that wrong. Because if everybody looks great, like Lana, number 12, they're still going to have servants. Grace. They named her Grace. Why do you think they did that? In this episode, they named the maid that works for Lana, and I guess in this household that she has here, the maid looks just like her, and her name is Grace. So this argument that if everybody looks great, there will be no more, you'll get a great job. If everybody looks great, if everybody gets plastic surgery and looks awesome, there will still be a need for people to do menial labor. They're going to be good looking while they're sweeping the floor or whatever, but we're still going to need people to sweep the floor and prepare food and actually do the real work that's required for cities and civilization to carry on. And Grace, is the people who wrote this awesome script for this awesome show, are they talking about the concept of divine grace, which is a very Protestant and Northern European concept, Calvinism and what have you? Is that what's going on? Is that why she's named Grace? Is that why, even though she looks just like Lana, she hasn't achieved what Lana's achieved? A life of leisure and whatever. Lots of money, lots of power, free time, whatever. Y'all, eye of the beholder. Number 12 looks just like you. All this stuff that I showed you, Sig, Rex, and also, don't forget that both the Sig rune and the title Rex or King, Ruler, Monarch, whatever, is connected to the sun. Both of these things. And the fact that they're here in this episode in the characters of Rex and Sig is significant. Whoever wrote this knew what they were doing. It probably went over a lot of people's heads, and they just concentrated on Marilyn's plight, not wanting to go through the operation, but being forced to do it anyway. And then after she's gone through it, like, they not only did they change her appearance, they took her brain away from her and did something to it and then put it back and took away her critical thinking skills, her emotions, her whatever. Yeah, that made her the inquisitive, curious, intelligent person she was before this operation. Her father, Jack, couldn't handle it. He did the transformation because obviously these people have no choice. But he really hated it and he ended up killing himself. Wow. And even this painting in the background, what the hell are we looking at? Behind, quote-unquote Grace. Or Susie Parker. That's the lady who played all these female characters in this show. Is this a boat in this painting in the background? And if it is a boat, then this would go back to this, Viking thing. This Norse mythology, it involves a great deal of ships. Anyway, friend. Okay. So they get you by trying to convince you that no, they're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to do all of this for your own good because they're your friend. You know, the doctor, Sigmund Friend. He's your friend. He only wants what's best for you. He wants to cure illness and expand life expectancy and eliminate the causes of wars and suffering and poverty and whatever. Well, Grace is still a maid. You know? So have they succeeded? Have they succeeded in their pursuit? There's still a hierarchy in this world of this episode of this TV show. There's still a hierarchy that is very strongly adhered to. But because everybody looks the same, it's really hard to tell who the oppressor and who the oppressed is. I mean, maybe the person who wrote this was critiquing, very strongly, of course, the ideas of Nazi Germany and how they wanted to remake the world in their own image. And how many people they hurt and killed, and all over Europe and everything, and the concentration camps and all of that. Rod Serling, the guy who does his there he is. He was Jewish. He sure was. I'm sure he had plenty of input in this, and he made it what it was. Perfect, beautiful, brilliant. So, I don't know what else I want to say about this. Did I forget anything? I don't know. This is a heavy subject. Like, I showed you all of these links, and again, I'm going to put them in the description. Don't you worry. Yeah, we went all the way to... I'll erase one of them because it's a double. I don't want to, post the same thing twice. But, have we learned anything from history? That is my question. And I'm not going to put that either in the description. But have we learned anything from history? Yeah? In whatever year this is from, hold on. Where is it? 1964. And this one, 1960. Yeah, I have the beholder. They were at that time questioning whether or not we've really learned anything from history. Have we? Or did these people, did they win? Your looks can determine your job, and beauty standards always win. Did they win? We think that the Nazis were beaten, were they? Beauty standards always win. Every single last time, according to this video. I will put it in the description. Please watch it. Both of them. Check out this channel too. You never know what you might learn. It's an emotional subject for a lot of people. Men and women alike. People from all different backgrounds and education and everything. This is an emotional subject because it just is. You're surrounded by this on a daily basis, especially young people. They're very susceptible to this. You're surrounded by this demonic propaganda on a daily basis telling you that you ain't shit unless you conform to these beauty standards. And whatever it is that those beauty standards represent is not just about being beautiful. No, it's about getting with the program and all the stuff that you need to do to be beautiful. Quote unquote beautiful. Go to the gym, go to the plastic surgeon, go to the salon, whatever. Right? And why? Like I said, do I agree with this? Well, I don't know if I agree, but do I think they're right? Yes, I do. Yes, a lot of people believe this. And a lot of people try to conform to this and shape their lives around this. And they do what they need to do in order to fit in with these beauty standards that allegedly always win. Yeah? And what does that mean? Why are those people who are willing to get cut up on an operating table to look beautiful? Why are they why are they hired more often or whatever, or favored in hiring processes for whatever company you work for? Because those people who are willing to lie down on a table and get cut open and deny themselves comfort and happiness and food and whatever, those people have proven to their potential employer, like way ahead of time, have proven that they are ready to play ball. They are very good at taking orders. They are very good at saying no to themselves and doing whatever they need to do to look the way everybody wants them to look. So of course they're going to be good at taking orders on the job and being ruthless and, whatever it takes to fulfill the employer's objective. That's why they want people who conform to these beauty standards that always win. If you walk in looking the way you're allegedly supposed to look, your employer already knows that you're a very disciplined person and that you're awesome at taking orders. You got a lot of willpower and determination. You go to the gym every day. You eat nothing but celery. You go to the dermatologist's office regularly and get your face blasted. And whatever else, you take all your supplements, and you use mud packs, and all the skin care preparations. You do that because you want to make sure that everybody knows that you are with the program. You fit in. You fit in, and your looks speak for you. You don't have to keep telling people over and over and over again that you're a fit individual mentally, intellectually, emotionally, and physically, and every other way. No, your looks already say that for you. Nobody has to talk to you. Nobody has to get to know you. All they have to do is look at you and know everything about you and what's important to you, what you value in life. Success and working towards the common good as it's defined by, people like this guy. All right, y'all. Let me know. I can't wait to see the comments on this one. Let me know what you think about what I've said. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think that I took a wrong turn? Whatever. I cannot wait to see what you have to say in the comments. I felt compelled to do this video. I know there's stuff that I've forgotten to say, or that I don't plan these things. You know that about me. I don't plan these things. I don't make notes. Maybe I should. What's wrong with me? I tried to find the transcript or the script for this episode. Couldn't do it. Because the dialogue is extremely important. If and when you watch this, please pay attention to what they're saying, because I can't do it justice in this video. And I mean, even if I did find the script, what am I going to do? Just read the whole thing to you? No. You can go watch this on your own. And of course, this one with Ellie Mae. Okay, so y'all, let me find a really good picture here. Ooh, this SIG is terrifying. Just absolutely terrifying. But you all, once again, thank you. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my nonsense. I'll reiterate my church announcements. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. New viewers, thank you for being new. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please, all of you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you know somebody who might be interested in stuff like this. I want to do stuff like this more often. I definitely, like I said, I want to do the Leonardo video. I'll be doing that soon. And another Shining, another Kill Bill, maybe another Hunter. We shall see. So, again, have a marvelous December. Go have some eggnog. Go eat some cookies. Okay, go watch something, fun on TV and just turn the heater on and cozy up. I've been enjoying Columbo lately. Oh, it's awesome. But anyway, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say in this video today. Again, hope you enjoyed it. If you don't agree with me, that is perfectly fine, but let me know, respectfully. Let me know in the comments. I anticipate it. I can't wait. So, until next time, you all. Until the next time I find another reason to talk at you about some more nonsense, I'm going to go ahead and bid you. Bye-bye. So, bye-bye, everybody.